The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. This is TVWAN News. In this edition, PNG's first cannery to be launched, ENB Oil Palm Company's 38 million kina loss, and hunters maintain lineup for round 2. Over 20 reserve police officers will be stationed at Pimaga in an effort to enhance community safety and tackle law and order issues in Kutubu local level government area. LLG President John Pipikila emphasized the importance of collaboration between law enforcement and the community to ensure a safe environment for all residents.
26 police reservists deployed to Kutubu will be supported by the Kutubu local level government with their operations. On Wednesday, the Kutubu LLG launched the accommodation project for the reservists at Pimaga Station. President Kila, while launching the project, urged the reserve police officers to strengthen their relationship with the local community.
Mami power in you na you power in Foina Faso. No can keep seat on the marijuana man run on street. Holy marijuana and be a penalty mon, kill him on the pudding cell. And me log him. And me power in you on this level.
He acknowledged the challenges faced by the police force and expressed his commitment to supporting training and capacity building initiatives. The officers were encouraged to continuously develop their skills and knowledge to effectively handle various law enforcement situations.
No one man bagam na power in you bla million bagam. Work bla governor mogen finish. Work bla member mogen finish. And work bla me basta bla you bla. Heavy bla you bla me bagam result na work about.
Kila also called for a proactive approach to crime prevention, suggesting the police patrols be increased in high-risk areas, particularly during major events or local gatherings. Young leader Irimen Faibu called on the people of Kutubu to work with the police and address the escalating law and order issues.
Policeman minima sinan good. Tamon sinan good. You will market good. Tamon sinan good, but you gonna chest good. Tamon sinan good, but you gonna mending again, but you come good. No other problem, no Kutubu come. The policeman miri only sleep good, only sun up good. Now only make him work. Kutubu you will change.
Meantime, President Kila also presented the 18 ward councillors with new uniforms and badges and encouraged them to work alongside the police officers and change Kutubu. Jasmine Rajak, TVWAN News.
Commander of Pimaga Police Station in Southern Highlands Province, Sergeant Charlie Kosem, has issued a call to action for all leaders within the Kutubu region to unite in addressing the escalating law and order challenges facing the community.
During the launch of the police accommodation project in Pimaga Station in Kutubu on Wednesday, Police Station Commander for Pimaga, Sergeant Charlie Kosem, emphasized the importance of collaborative efforts among local leaders, community organizations and law enforcement agencies.
And feel to upload this place like tomorrow set back on this place. That's why you go down there. Upload this reason. This reason mean like if this checkpoint must come up. Me got member when you upload here. Member kissing yet. Look at the house now we make him. Member pulling will man come there.
Sergeant Kosem highlighted several concerns, including rising incidents of violence, property crimes, and community unrest. He urged leaders to take proactive measures, engage in meaningful dialogue, and work together to develop strategies that will effectively tackle these challenges.
Thank you, Honorable President John Pipikila. Billion barracks. And now we have 20 men or 30 men that we accommodating. Long this barracks of me, thank you. Honorable John Pipikila. Continue supporting you. Now me serving by you, still supporting law and order yet.
The Pimaga Police Station commander is prepared to facilitate meetings and discussions among community leaders to address specific issues and explore potential solutions. Sergeant Kosem welcomes input from all stakeholders and encourages citizens to participate in this vital process. Meantime, Kutubu leader Dabura Kamuna supported the call by Sergeant Kosem and called all leaders to embrace change in their society.
Have you been gone wrong? Papa God, I'm looking stop. Man Marilo Kutubu. Talk long God, he come to stop long, just place long time. Papa God, by don't have losing you. Suppose you for money, ma'am. Suppose you pray long, ma'am. Talk long God is stop. What them talk long God? Law and order can be at ease. Law and order can be at ease. You know how him Jesus, no life blow you, solo family blow you, community blow you, clan blow you, tribes blow you. My friend, you will have sleepless nights.
Mary Stella Kellerton, TV1 News.
The Supreme Court yesterday dismissed an application filed by convicted lawyer Paul Paraka, seek his release to pursue medical treatment overseas. The application filed by Paraka on February 17th sought release from custody and grant of bail on medical and humanitarian grounds to undergo medical treatment overseas. Paraka was convicted by the National Court on 5 counts of misappropriation and sentenced to 20 years. He appealed to the Supreme Court against both conviction and sentence. His appeal against conviction was dismissed, but his appeal against sentence is still pending. The National Parliament has passed a constitutional amendment formally recognizing the nation as a Christian country. The decision made on Wednesday, March 12th, was an overwhelming majority of 80 votes in favor and only 4 against.
80 members of parliament have voted to amend Papua New Guinea's constitution, declaring the country a Christian nation in the parliament sitting on Wednesday, 12 March. The passing of this amendment now introduces a declaration in the preamble of the constitution stating, "We acknowledge and declare God, the Father, Jesus Christ, the Son, and Holy Spirit as our Creator and Sustainer of the entire universe and the source of our powers and authorities delegated to the people and all persons within the geographical jurisdiction of Papua New Guinea." Additionally, Christianity will now be reflected in the 5th goal of the Constitution, and the Bible will be recognized as a national symbol.
I would like also to thank the members of Parliament and the Assistant Speaker to you are Christian. Parliament made it its business to establish Papua New Guinea as a Christian country. Christianity came to this country. That's why stability is established. Now that Parliament has spoken, that one of the important religions for this country is Christianity. May God bless Papua New Guinea. Thank you.
Prime Minister James Marape commended this historic amendment to the Constitution in a press conference after the sitting, stating that this law does not stop people of other faith or religions from practicing their faith and religion. He said Parliament has placed God in his rightful place and highlighted that Christian churches have long supported the development of the country. Only 4 MPs voted against the constitutional amendment declaration of PNG as a Christian nation. These MPs from the opposition ranks included Deputy Opposition Leader and MP for Karimui, James Domane, Isipik Governor Alan Bird, Abao MP Pukatemu, and Central Province Governor Rufina Peter. Alan Bird took to social media airing his views in a Facebook post stating his disappointment in the passing of this bill. Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
2 judges of the National and Supreme Courts will be participating in the Australian Federal Courts. They are Justin Thomas Annis and Justice Nicholas Miviri.
Justice Annis and Justice Miviri's participation in the Australian Federal Courts was made possible through a Memorandum of Understanding signed between the Australian Federal Courts and Papua New Guinea Courts on Tuesday, February 18, 2025. Chief Justice Segib Salika announced this during the opening of the refurbished chambers yesterday. Justice Salika said that judges will only sit in and hear matters that are before the court and discuss legal issues. They will not make decisions.
Involved in this deciding matters, but they will be sitting with the judges there and then coming to the chambers, discuss that are involved in the court hearing, and then the Australian judges will then go and deliver the decision, but they will be part of those discussions. So that's a new level of engagement of our judges in the federal court.
Salika said 2 registry staff will also be attached to the Australian Federal Court Registry.
And other registry staff will be engaged with the federal court registries in Queensland, in Victoria, and in New South Wales, where those are the biggest registries in Australia. And so our staff, our registry officers will go and be serving their own attachment to the registries in those federal court registries.
He said the participation of the judges and the registry staff is an approach the judiciary is taking to enhance standards of the PNG law and justice sector. The Chief Justice said the partnership between Australia and PNG will enable new training standards, mentoring and friendship opportunities, but most importantly, lasting connections. The judges depart for Australia in April. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
The Chief Justice said the tentative date for the opening of the new court complex is July or August this year. However, Segib said the judiciary plan is to open the complex in September to commemorate the 50th Jubilee year for Papua New Guinea.
Which is likely to take place, but we will probably start moving there in July or August of this year to the new building. We hope to open it. We hope to have it officially opened in September of this year as part of the 50th anniversary celebration.
You're watching TV1 News. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more stories after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
It's back to
school with Lay Biscuits. We're giving away a massive 100,000 kina cash gift voucher to help you kickstart the year. We've got prizes up for grabs from 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000, and a whopping 5,000 kina cash gift voucher. Here's how to enter. Spend 10 kina or more on any Lay Biscuit product. Write the contact details on the back of the receipt for your chance to win. Promotion starts on the 10th of February and ends on the 4th of April. Fresh draw on the 11th of April and the major draw on the 16th of April. See selected stores nationwide. Terms and conditions apply.
These two are creeping into your personal space. Why don't we send them packing? Oh, maybe not.
Bing bang bing, bum bum.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever.
Yes!
From small dreams to big possibilities. Want the jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
I'm going to Ghana to meet Matilda for the first time.
Things might be a little too heavy for her.
I'm gonna meet my boyfriend, but I'm freaking out because I have my ex with me.
90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days. Wednesdays 8:30 on TLC.
Welcome back. Member for Kandep Don Pollier in Parliament today put to question the Treasurer whether the Treasurer or the Internal Revenue Commission had reached its 2024 revenue target of 17.3 billion kina. Minister for Treasury Ian Ling-Starkey highlighted IRC did well. However, non-tax components were let down.
The Internal Revenue Commission, Commissioner General Sam Coim, was confident when he announced the target revenue of 17.3 billion kina, achieving the milestone in December 2024. However, during question time in Parliament today, Member for Kandep Don Pollier questioned the Treasurer Ian Ling-Starkey on the implementation of these funds.
Treasury or the Internal Revenue Commission meet the projected targets of revenue for 2024. If the target revenue was met by Treasury or through IRC in collecting the proceeds into the consolidated revenue, were the funds sent to all implementing agents to implement the budget appropriation as per 2024, allocations to the various implementers like provincial governments, departments, etc. Why did all those institutions did not receive the 100% revenue into their implementation systems as per the appropriation? Are there any remedial actions put in place by the Treasury team?
Treasurer notified that IRC did well by meeting its target and highlighting the components.
I can say that they just about did, and with some very large revenue assumptions that we placed on them for 2024, they did pretty well. IRC were projected to collect 16,158 million kina. The 2024 outcome is still need to be finalized. IRC collected 16,094 million kina, a shortfall of 64 million kina from the 16,000 million they were tasked to collect. So
Ling-Starkey said this is the reason why several departments and provincial governments did not receive implementation funds and will, however, receive funds this year.
Which we had projected, excluding grants, was 21,189 million kina. We collected 19,774, and therefore, with last year's budget, our revenues were down 1,414 million kina. That was the main reasons why we were slow to make commitments for our various government departments and provincial governments.
Ling Stuckey said the Ministry and the Department of Finance have a detailed implementation and can report to Parliament after the Budget Management Committee meeting on Tuesday. Jasmine Rajak, TV1 News.
Papua New Guinea will soon launch the country's first cannery with 50% ownership, with the other half owned by RD Tuna Canners Limited. This historic launch will mark the end of a 15-year wait for the development Pacific Marine Industrial Zone in Madang Province.
Pacific Marine Industrial Zone project on the Madang coast is a bold venture to establish a special economic zone that can provide income and employment through onshore processing of Papua New Guinea's extensive tuna resource. For 15 years, no development has taken place. This national government aims to change that. In Parliament today, Bogia MP Robert Naguri posed questions to the Minister for International Trade and Investment, seeking updates on the progress of this project.
It's been 15 years now, and the people of Madang have been waiting for this project to get off the ground. Quite a substantial amount of money spent on this huge investment in the country, and there's nothing seems to be moving forward. The people of Madang are losing out on jobs, taxes, revenue, and this has been going on for years now.
Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru highlighted the constraints in the delivery of the project development.
Firstly, to develop PMIZ, you need a wharf for the fish catches to be landed at the PMIZ. We don't have a wharf. You need water. We don't have sufficient water supply for 10 canneries. You need power. We don't even have that. So we have some serious constraints in trying to develop PMIZ. So we've been negotiating through the state negotiating team a joint venture agreement with PMIZ, with RD, so we can build a cannery, because they already have the wharf, they have a slipway, and they have cold storage, which are necessary in order to have a cannery.
However, Maru assures that the government is expected to gain necessary clearance needed to move the project forward, and the historic launch should take place next month, with Prime Minister Marape officiating.
The only thing that's stopping us from the NEC to make that final decision is the legal clearance now from the state solicitor. Should he give the legal clearance today or tomorrow, I will be taking back a submission to Cabinet for them to approve the memorandum of agreement between the state, Madang provincial government, RD, for us to enter into a joint venture, for the state to put 50% of the equity required, which is 80 million, which is now ready, and we should be on our way. PMIZ that we have all been waiting for 15 solid years. I'm happy to report to Parliament we are on track.
Minister Maru said in terms of equity, he proposes that the Madang provincial government receive 10%, with Sumka and Medan districts receiving 5%, adding that they should be free carried and paid for by the government. He intends to present this proposal to Cabinet for approval. Maricela Kelleton, TV1 News.
Minister Maru further stated that the proposal that he will be presenting to the Cabinet once given clearance by State Solicitor will include provisions to ensure the empowerment of Papua New Guineans.
It will be a very historic achievement for any government since independence, because for the first time we will have a PNG-owned cannery in the fisheries sector. Never has that been ever done, where we will own half. We have provisions in the agreement for aspects like within 5 years all the key jobs in the cannery must be localized and occupied by Papua New Guineans. Those are some of the terms that we are going to be proposing to NEC, and I think ADI has basically agreed to that.
The final report of the investigation into East New Britain Resources Group's dealing and business conduct towards the local oil palm growers in East New Britain Province was presented in Parliament today by Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Marrow. The company has made a 38 million kina loss.
Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Marrow in Parliament stated this is the first time in the country's history that the government is investigating the price of oil palm upon receiving complaints from over 15,000 village oil palm farmers in East New Britain Province. The growers have requested the government's intervention to help them and their families see 500 to 600% increase in the oil palm prices, similar to farmers in West New Britain Province. This investigation was approved by the NEC in its decision number 192 of 2024. This follows a petition that was presented to Minister Marrow by the local oil palm growers and landowners of the Gazelle Peninsula and Whydah Bay area, calling for an investigation into the exploitation of unfair trade practices by the East New Britain Palm Oil Limited for illegal price fixing of 10 kina per metric ton of fresh fruit bunch payments from November 2014 to 2022 and 15 kina per metric ton from 2023 to 2024. The investigation team was unable to obtain all the necessary information. However, the Chief Operating Officer of East New Britain Resources Group provided valuable assistance, as did representatives from the Investment Promotion Authority, Independent Consumer and Competition Commission, and the Department of Lands and Fiscal Planning.
The investigating team estimated that the underpayments in terms of price to the landowners is estimated at 38,730 kina, 30,637 kina from the first oil palm plantings in 2009 to October 2024.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2471 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2471, $0.3765 Australian dollars, $0.2124 euro, and 35.15 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, cocoa, and crude oil closed higher. The rest closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. This is TV1 News. When we return, opposition seeks legal redress. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste P&G loves.
Start the school year right with Colgate and Protex. There's loads of amazing prizes to be won. Win laptops, tablets, and 250 Kina shopping vouchers. To enter, purchase 2 or more Colgate and Protex branded product. Write your name and contact details at the back of the receipt. Drop it in the entry bin in participating stores for a chance to win. Promo starts 1st Feb and ends March 31st, 2025. Go to your nearest participating store now and buy Colgate and Protex products to win. Terms and conditions apply.
We are the people, connected to our land and sea. Timeless and enduring, it has served past generations, sustains us today, and will support those of tomorrow. A testament to human ingenuity, it can be shaped into limitless forms. It reflects our humanity, strong yet vulnerable. It teaches us to endure challenges to fulfill our purpose. Past technologies inspire us to look inward for creativity and sustainable solutions for the future. It brings families together, fostering moments of connection over shared meals. Known and cherished worldwide, the clay pot is a universal symbol of life, resilience, and connection.
Marriage life so far, it's okay.
It's okay.
I should have come clean.
What a coward.
Just death can separate us.
I thought that this was my happily ever after.
90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. Fridays 8:30, part of 90 Day Summer.
Thanks for staying with us. Prime Minister James Marape announced in Parliament today that funds borrowed last year was not reckless and was used within last year's money plan. The PM was responding to an unsatisfied member for North Fly, James Donald, who questioned the government on its empty promises, including to the North Fly district.
In Parliament today, the member for North Fly, James Donald, recalled several ministers who committed their assistance to the district, however never came through. He questioned the Prime Minister on whether it is true that departments don't have funds.
You got almost about 4 or 5 ministries or ministers we approaching. Behind him commitment belong all. Now over the time, but only asking, only respond. And we are running on air. We don't have money. As well, why are these ministries functioning without money? Time I'm appointing more, allocating more, or making work no country. Is this the indication of the country don't have money? Now his government is mismanaging this country. The department belong all I have reliable, no answering people of this country. There's no question. How comes people are borrowing plenty money inside the government program? This problem is happening.
Prime Minister James Marape, in response, shared that all districts receive funds and encouraged the North Fly MP not to rely on government funding, but utilize public-private partnerships to address his district's development needs.
At government, whilst we have budgeted for, sometimes funding is delayed, sometimes funding is remitted. But I want to dispel the assertion that we are not credible, we are not trustworthy in respect to us honoring our commitments to departments, to districts, and to provinces. Government funding alone is small in respect to these sectors getting to be worked upon. We allocate funding to facilitate the office and to assist partners to have investment in this sector. Our key partner is districts, where land and people are that can participate in this sector. Every district, for instance, has a 10% allocation from their Service Improvement Fund for economic sector.
Marape confirmed that all sectors have been allocated funds, although not the exact amount. For example, the Livestock Development Corporation and how it was allocated 5 million kina to implement its policies. However, MP Donald challenged this.
My point of order is in relation to the 5 million appropriation the Prime Minister refers.
according to the minister, he says the 5 million went to hire cars, just to be on record. Thank you.
Prime Minister. Marpes stressed that all districts get DSIP funding and each must identify projects and work with the private sector as well to implement the funding.
And so, me like giving my students people want to the country. Last year's borrowing was not reckless. It was within our last year's money plan. Stick to this government to see whether by 2027 we come back to a surplus or not. The last time this country saw a surplus budget was when I was Education Minister.
Jasmine Jack, TV1 News.
The new innovative University of Enga finally has its inaugural president to lead this new university into the future with innovation. Professor Brian Davis from the US, who is also the Dean of the School of Computer Science and Mathematics at the University of Kimep in Kazakhstan, arrived in the country this week and is set to take up residency at the new university in Wabeg, Enga province. The president will now kickstart the establishment of academic programs, with the University Council already having plans to start with 3 faculties.
The Innovative University of Enga, or IUE, is the first university funded at the sub-national level compared to other establishments around the country which have been funded at the national level. Enga takes pride in this fact and has been working to ensure it stands out as a top learning institution in the country. It aims to be innovative as its name suggests, and to achieve this, the university has an ambitious plan to introduce programs that are unique and not offered elsewhere in the other universities.
You know, some of the current courses in universities, I can tell you there's a lot of mismatch in what is really happening in the country. That is a huge challenge that we have. They're studying this course, what's actually happening in the country, we cannot address it. There is a lot of mismatch. We need to upgrade, we need to improve. And for Innovative University of Enga, our motto is, I shall either find a way or make one.
IUE is starting off with 3 faculties, and they include Faculty of Liberal Arts, Faculty of Medicine and Health Science, and Faculty of Business and Informatics. There will be different courses offered under these faculties or schools, but tailored to ensure they do not replicate programs offered by other universities in the country.
Is well versed in looking at programs, what courses make up a program of studies, and how they are built upon each other. And so we have existing programs that have been borrowed from other universities, and we're working on them. But I think I'm confident that Professor Davis will start a review process and making the academic programs more relevant to being an innovative university that the university stands for.
So we have included liberal arts program, the English program. Why is that? Because you will realize that standard of English and the quality of English in the country has gone down. So we have incorporated that English program, so it's a Bachelor of the Arts in English.
To tailor these programs and ensure they deliver to standards, IUE has hired the services of Professor Brian Davis from the University of Kampa in Kazakhstan as its founding president.
I know that he's set apart for this job, and he will help us grow this university to the level that we want to take it to, academic excellence in the country.
Professor Davis was happy to take on this role and looks forward to putting his visions into action by leading a new learning institution.
Now, moving forward, it's always a challenge to make sure that our degree offerings match the expectations of our constituents. And if we do a good job with this, then we will produce graduates who are employable.
The IUE Council, led by Anna Bice, promised their undivided support to Professor Davis to deliver academic excellence. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
Members of the opposition are taking the latest amendments to Section 145 of the Constitution to court. Deputy Opposition Leader James Nomane expressed on behalf of the alternate government that the move by all those who voted in favour of the amendment law are restricting members of parliament and prohibiting them from exercising their right under the mandate to move a vote of no confidence against a Prime Minister. The Marapellet government, using its numbers in Wednesday's Parliament sitting, passed an essential amendment to Section 145 of the Constitution that now demands an 18-month grace period after a vote of no confidence motion has been moved against the sitting Prime Minister and government and the proven unsuccessful.
So if there's another vote of no confidence and this Prime Minister successfully defeats that vote of no confidence, then this changed amendment to Section 145 comes in and he will have 18 months protection before you can move another vote of no confidence, and by that time it won't be relevant anymore because we'll be 12 months before the issue of writs for the next election. We're also announcing now that we will be taking this matter to court and we'll be filing next week to oppose these changes as being oppressive and not in the spirit of the Constitution by restricting members and prohibiting them from exercising their rights under their mandate to move a vote of no confidence in the Prime Minister, and in that holding the executive government accountable and ensuring that we have an opposition in the whole process of Parliament and parliamentary debate. And we expect that the Supreme Court will invalidate the changes that took place yesterday, and then we will revert the Constitution and preserve it.
Turning abroad, a landmark ruling in the High Court has opened the door for a new approach to compensation for native title holders. The decision follows a legal battle first launched nearly 7 years ago over the extinguishment of native title over an area of the Gove Peninsula Northeast Atham land.
Dream. Jawa and Balu-Palu Yunupingu travelled to Canberra for today's ruling, but it was their late brother, Galera Yunupingu, who set the wheels in motion.
He was the one that had the vision.
This decision applies to the whole of the Northern Territory, and Aboriginal people across the Northern Territory can celebrate today.
Since the 1960s, the Gumatj clan has been seeking compensation. Their native title rights were lost due to a mining lease on the Gove Peninsula. Today's ruling means they're eligible for just terms compensation under the Constitution. It's a major shift in a long game.
The decision is, of course, not a final decision. There'll be a whole court process arising out of this. We allow legal processes to take their course.
What we need to do is work together as a group, as a community, to make sure the Territory is the best place to live, work and invest.
There's still much work to be done. Attention will now turn to determining exactly what just terms means in this context. And there's an entire native title claim to be resolved, which is likely to include other groups. Today, though, the Gumatj clan is celebrating.
It's for the future of my people and our children and their children.
One more legal hurdle cleared on the way to that future.
And that ends the news segment. Sports is next. Stay with us.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
There's always a Kairos moment when you come into an encounter with God. There's always a Kairos moment when there's a revelation that opens up the mysteries of God.
I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it.
If you say his name 3 times, he will appear.
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice!
The juice is loose. Your daughter's stuck on the other side.
What? You gotta get me in there so I can get her out.
Well, you never ask. Let's go, honey. Now's my chance.
How do I know that you're gonna keep your word?
I swear on my dead mother's soul.
Beetlejuice premieres Saturday, March 15th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
How would you know if the love you're giving is true?
You will know it for sure, because your heart will tell you if it's true.
I'm done! I'm through living like this! I'm so sick of your jealousy!
You'll never see your kid again, you animal!
Can we talk for a bit?
Will you marry me?
Whoa, our emotions are running high. Just go home, rest for tonight.
What, you don't want to get married because you want to keep seeing other women?
Welcome back. In sports, PNG Hunters head coach Paul Ayton will stick with his initial 17-man squad for this weekend's Host Plus Cup Round 2 clash against the Sunshine Coast Falcons in Queensland. Following the postponement of Round 1 matches due to the threat of Cyclone Alfred last week, the Hunters are set to enjoy a more straightforward travel experience with a 2.5-hour direct flight to Brisbane as opposed to the lengthy 11-hour road trip from Cairns to Mackay that they would have had faced last week.
Approaching the 10. In a brief media conference today, PNG Hunters head coach Paul Ayton expressed it was business as usual for the Hunters, noting that the spirits within the camp remain high as preparations ramp up for Saturday's matchup against the Sunshine Coast Falcons.
Just managing energy levels, really. I think it'd be the same for the other teams. We had a really good lead up into that, into our captain's run, and we did the captain's run earlier than probably other teams. So, but yeah, we managed it rather well. We gave a couple of days off over the weekend, and then we came down and started building towards this end game, and we're building in the right trajectory at the moment.
Reflecting on the long pre-season and the efforts of the players, especially the younger recruits, Ayton shared his excitement for the upcoming match.
We're really excited because of the long pre-season, and how hard it is to get into the Hunters and the journey that the boys have gone on, especially the new boys, being their first year, the effort and sacrifice they had to make to get here. So I'm excited for them, really happy for them, and I can't wait for them to get out there and get their get their Hunter number.
While acknowledging the challenge posed by the star-studded Falcon side, Ayton emphasised the Hunters' primary focus is on their performance rather than individual players from the opposing team. He believes sticking to their style of footy will lead to a favourable outcome.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I mean, we haven't focused too much on the individual. We just believe as a club and as a team that if we play our style of play in attack and defence, we're really hard to come up against. So we acknowledge the players and we acknowledge the quality side that they have, but our focus is mainly on ourselves.
The Hunters depart for Brisbane Friday, gearing up for the 5 p.m. kickoff at Sunshine Coast Stadium this Saturday. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Talented Central Dabaris product and Junior Kumul's prodigy Gairavoro is releasing his childhood dream following his selection into the PNG Hunters starting lineup for this weekend's Round 2 away clash against the Sunshine Coast Falcons. Voro was Coach Paul Aiton's first choice for the 5'8" position, partnering with Hunters regular number 7, Jamie Mavoko.
Goes in for the
PNG Hunters stalwart number 7, Jamie Mavoko, is relishing his latest partnership with rising young half Gairo Voro for Saturday's big showdown against a formidable Falcons outfit at the Sunshine Coast Stadium in Queensland. In a strategic move by coach Paul Aiton, Voro will serve as Mavoko's deputy in the spine, allowing live wire number 9, Finley Glare, to marshal the pack from the dummy half. While Mavoko is excited about rekindling the old rivalry from the 2017 Grand Final, he's focused on sticking to the game plan and process.
Like I said, Gairo is a new player, so I think it's best I lead from the front and Gairo just compliment me and we stick to the process and stick to the game plan.
Mavoko noted that after last weekend's postponement, the week has been dedicated to individual preparation, particularly perfecting his kicking game and rallying the team around the park. Mavoko is looking forward to running the ball more and backing it up with strong defense. He believes with a bigger and stronger pack, the team will set a good benchmark for the season ahead.
Really looking forward to it. It's been a tough position. Just getting the little things right, especially the off-field stuff, and I'm looking forward for the game this weekend. I need to run the ball a lot. It's my weakness, so I need to run the ball a lot and do a lot of defense.
Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
PNG National Rugby League has announced the introduction of a youth competition set to kick off this year, starting with 6 teams. This competition was announced today. The competition is expected to give PNG NRL team a chance to identify best talents as it prepares to enter the NRL in 2028.
Goroka Lahanis, Ley Tigers, Hagen Eagles, East New Britain Rabaul Gurus, Port Moresby Vipers and Central Dabaris will field a team each for the inaugural National Youth Rugby League competition. The competition for the first time will see young rugby league talents in the country compete amongst themselves over an intense 7-week period from May to July. This will be the third National Rugby League competition after the Women's Santos Cup competition and the Men's Judicial ExxonMobil Cup. According to CEO of PNG Rugby Football League, Stanley Hondina, the youth competition will be jointly supported by all parties involved in the game, including the PNG RFL, PNG NRL bid and the respective rugby league franchises having their teams participating in the competition.
So that's a new offering we are building, a new product, until we find a way to support it. And going forward, like we did with the Santos Cup last year, we will support it from the PNG RFL and with partnership from the BID as well as the Australian government and the KPHL, the sponsors that the partners that I mentioned in my speech earlier. They will invest into supporting it to getting off the ground this year until we work towards handing it back to the franchises when they are able to.
The PNG RFL decided to start with 6 teams for the inaugural competition, but is planning to involve all the clubs participating in the PNG's National Rugby League competition, in the hope to give every rugby league talent fair opportunity. Women's competition will also be introduced in the years to come.
We want to do it properly, do it to the standards, and when the time is ready, we can see the potential of expansion when that comes around. We'd love to do it across the whole breadth and depth of this country, but we are mindful of the standards and the qualities that we'll run with it. So in the long run, we're looking at having these teams under the franchises. So whoever is ready and meets these requirements to have a 3-year license, a 4-year license, then you can have these teams. You have to prove to us that you are able to do it and do it properly. Instead of just putting up numbers, we want to do it properly. So there's definitely the room for and the need for expansion, and we want to make it fair and get out to all clubs as we were, but it's upon the clubs to lift their standards and get up to where we want them to find a place that we can do the handshake and do it properly.
Hondina said the youth competition is brought forward a year earlier than initially planned, but it is a reasonable move given the success of PNG junior teams in the recent years. He said The recent Junior Kumuls and Australian Schoolboys game was an example. They drew 22-all in their last meet. The inaugural Youth Rugby League competition will be played as curtain raises to the Judicial ExxonMobil Cup competition, similar to the Saltos Cup competition last year.
The Chief Executive Officer of the PNG NRL bid, Andrew Hill, praised the introduction of the National Youth Rugby League competition. He said the competition provides a good pathway for PNG ahead of its entry into the NRL in 2028. The PNG NRL bid Chief Executive Officer Andrew Hill is amongst many people who are grateful to see Youth Rugby League competition kicking in this year. As the competition will help him identify the type of players he will want to make up the playing group for the PNG NRL team, as PNG has less than 3 years to prepare. Hill believes the new competition will be a great early taste of what is yet to come once PNG joins the NRL in 2028. Hill said the competition is important for the development of young players as the country prepares to enter the NRL.
This is another step that allows those players.
The Gahuku off-season Rugby League Grand Final is set for Sunday, March 16th at the Sir Danny Leahy Oval in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province.
This year's Grand Final will showcase the best teams in 4 divisions: the Under-16s, Women's Under-20s and the A grade. In the A grade final, East Sitani will battle Zogi Raiders, while the Under-20s division will see Pacific Warriors go up against Busu Dust. In the Women's Grand Final, Zogi Raiders will take on Gafuku Spiders. Goroka MP Aya Tambua, the main sponsor of the competition, will officially kick off the Grand Final. After a 4-year break, the Goroka District Development Authority has revived the competition, expanding it to include a women's division and an under-16s category for the first time. Goroka Rugby League President Pius Koko has urged all players, officials and spectators to respect the referees and ensure sportsmanship and discipline on and off the field.
Yumi ogata mas take ownership lo logotin property lo here. Goroka Rugby League employee mi ogata. That's why me appeal lo yupla or players. One player win, one player lose. You don't have 2 players to win. You accept in defeat. You know what take him. Rugby League 2 and go another level. So you know what must try and blow. Showing sportsmanship inside of field.
The Goroka Referees Association's president, Natule Kogi, has warned against harassment of referees. He said violence against match officials will have the matches cancelled. The Sir Danny Leahy Oval is expected to be packed as rugby fans gather to witness Gahuku's best talents in action. Susan Oriape, TVWAN Sports.
That's it for sports. Now the weather forecast. In regional forecast, southern scattered showers and thunderstorms with areas of heavy rain and potential flooding. Port Moresby becoming cloudy with evening possible heavy showers, rain and thunderstorm and drainage flooding. Momase scattered showers and thunderstorms with inland areas of heavy rain and potential flooding. Lay cloudy periods with possible evening heavy showers, rain and thunderstorms and potential flooding. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and thunderstorms with areas of rain and potential flooding isolated over the autonomous region of Bougainville. Lorengau, cloudy with moderate showers, rain and possible thunderstorms. Kokopo Rabaul, cloudy with evening occasional showers, rain drizzles. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with heavy rain areas and potential flooding. Mandi, Tara and Wabeg, cloudy with evening possible heavy showers, rain and thunderstorms and riverine flooding. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral seas, sea smooth to slight with northeast to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Solomon Sea, sea smooth to light with northeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea, sea smooth to slight with easterly winds of 5 to 15 knots. And Pacific Ocean, seas moderate with northeast to easterly winds of 15 to 20 knots with gusts. And coastal waters forecast: waters of Samurai Island to Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwa Island to Keramat to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samurai Island. Waters of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finsafen. Waters of Manam Island to Bogia to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border. And waters of West New Britain, seas 0.5 to 1.0 meters. And that wraps up the news tonight. Pleasant viewing. Good night.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.